What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a film called The Last Duel, directed by Ridley Scott. Its performance at the box office, what I think that means, what I would like to see in the future, and what I hope we can do for the film in regards to actually supporting it. But first, I do want to give a big thank you to the sponsor for this video, Amazon Prime Video. Amazon Studios' newest original series, The Wheel of Time, based on the popular book series, focuses on 5 young villagers whose lives change forever when a strange and powerful woman arrives, claiming one of them is the child of an ancient prophecy with the power to tip the balance between light and dark forever. They must choose whether to trust this stranger and each other with the fate of the world before the Dark One breaks out of his prison and the last battle begins. And on October 27th, YouTube will be the exclusive home to a 360 trailer experience that utilizes spatial audio between the left and right channels to allow you to pan around the trailer in a 360 experience that sometimes is cued by audio, whether it's Rosamund Pike's character speaking, or you see rays of light coming from one side or the darkness in another. It's a fun way for fans to immerse themselves in this trailer, and I'm excited to see this show. And I'll watch anything with Rosamund Pike. I think she's brilliant. The special effects in the trailer look very impressive, especially for a television show, and I'm excited to see all the lead performers. I hope that The Wheel of Time is a lot of fun. You guys should check out this trailer. I've left a link for it in the description below. Immerse yourselves in the 360 experience and have fun with it. So thank you so much to Amazon Prime Video for sponsoring this. Let's talk about The Last Duel. So I went and saw The Last Duel with a friend of mine in theaters, and we were excited to see it. It's a Ridley Scott movie. It has a great cast, and it's Ridley Scott doing a film with swordplay again. This last one, Exodus: Gods and Kings, was a bit of a disappointment, but you're always kind of hoping for that gladiator experience whenever he steps back into the ring with this type of movie. And my friend and I were the only people in the theater. Now, normally, that's kind of fun. It feels like a private screening. It feels very peaceful and freeing that you can just sit there and have the whole theater to yourself. But when it came to this movie, I felt kind of bad. I was like, oh man, no one's supporting this film. No one's here. It's the type of movie that I've heard so many film fans over the years say they would like more of. Why don't they make movies like this anymore? Big, practical, epic action films with a lot of drama and a really weighty story that's very unsettling and disturbing and also important. You don't get movies like this too much, and it usually takes somebody like a Ridley Scott to get $100 million from a studio to make a film like this. And this is Matt Damon and Ben Affleck teaming up again to write a screenplay for the first time since their Oscar-winning Good Will Hunting. It's very strange that this film has bombed at the box office, and I have a lot of thoughts as to why. It's not exactly a film for young people, and young people are definitely propelling the box office right now. Older audiences are still a little leery, I think, of going into crowds. And The Last Duel does not feel like a movie made for kids. It certainly isn't. There's very brutal scenes in this film of a violent nature of combat, but also of a sexual nature. And it can be very disturbing. It also faced a little bit of bad press before it was even released. So that's nice. I'm not going to get too much into that, but I will get into it for a second because I can't keep silent about it. There has been a major thing I've noticed lately about film and the way media talks about film that's very bothersome to me. And it's a lot of judging a book by its cover. There's no other way to say it. There's a lot of people who get very upset about films that are of a certain subject matter and who's making them and should they make them and will they give it justice and all of that stuff, and you haven't even seen the movie yet. Always watch the movie first before you say all this stuff. You know, it's very bothersome to me that we've gotten to a point where we talk so much and so much speculation and theorizing about films that we've never seen. I just wish people would give more films a chance before they create a narrative about it. Because the internet has a way of kind of latching on to that and saying, well, that's what it is. No, it's not always. That's just sort of like this anomaly that was created that doesn't necessarily exist. The Last Duel has a lot of very mature subject matter in that it's about a woman played by Jodie who says she was sexually assaulted by Adam Driver's character. And most people don't believe her. And the film has a Rashomon style of storytelling in that each act is divided up by the 3 principal characters. The first act is Matt Damon's perspective of his life. He's this war hero, and he wants respect, and he believes he deserves respect. Adam Driver is a friend of his that he believes he saved Adam Driver's life in battle. And at some point, towards the end of Act 1, his wife says that she was sexually assaulted by Adam Driver's character. That's when Act 1 ends, and Act 2 is from the perspective of Adam Driver. and you see how he views Matt Damon's character. And it's not exactly how Matt Damon thought his life was. And you see the horrific, even in his perspective, his POV, horrific assault sequence. And you see it in a way where it seems like he would interpret the signals that were given to him as an invitation, when it's clearly, even from his POV, it's clearly not an invitation. Now, the third act of the film, you see what really happened. The reason this is so brilliant is because shifting all of these POVs allows you to understand, A, why so many people doubt people when they come forward and say they were assaulted or attacked or harassed or whatever, because you're watching the POVs of people involved. And to them, it seems different because they're looking at it in a different way. And they're like, no, I don't believe you. This is bullshit. But then when you see what really happened, you understand the POV of the person who was attacked, everything makes sense. And you're like, yeah, this definitely happened. And it translates to modern day wonderfully when so many people come out saying, this happened to me. And there are always people who are like, just shut up. That didn't happen to you. That's stupid. And when you go into their heads and you look at it from their POV, these people seem like the heroes of their own stories. Everybody feels like the hero of their own story. Damon's character and Driver's character. And when you realize that's not exactly the case, it's emotionally very cathartic. And the film is also thrilling as an action movie. It's filled with practical blood and sword fighting sequences that are brutal, maybe the most brutal Ridley Scott's ever shot. It's very violent, and I loved it. And without getting into any spoilers, the climactic duel at the end was fucking thrilling. And what's even better about it is that the film acknowledges that it's two men fighting for their own pride and honor when a woman was assaulted, and she's just standing there having to watch two men fight, and they're getting all this attention and glory because of something that happened to her. And the film never says, look at men standing up for the woman. It's actually, it really views it as this insanely disgusting and horrible way of doing things. And I think that's what a lot of people were concerned about before the movie ever came out. Oh, men are going to fight it out over this. Just stop it. It's nothing like that. Affleck and Damon even enlisted Nicole Halofsener. I'm so sorry. I do not know how to pronounce your name, but you are an amazing filmmaker. I really think they did everything right, and still they got hate before the movie even came out. It's very strange to me. Point being is, this movie should not have bombed. This is my favorite Ridley Scott movie since The Martian, and I might even like it a little more than The Martian. It's 2.5 hours long, and it didn't really feel that way. It felt like it was about 2 hours. All the action set pieces are so thrilling to watch, and from a sound perspective too. There's so many fireplaces in this movie. Everyone's always talking around fireplaces and the crackling of the flame and the wood. It's the swords and the armor clanging together. It's a wonderful sound experience too. Adam Driver is an incredible fucking standout. This man is such a great actor. Now, Matt Damon has a mullet, that's for sure. It's a big fucking mullet. It's pretty hard to miss that mullet, but you know, it's accurate to the time from what I understand, and it's fine. He really went for it. I had a great time watching this movie. It felt like the kind of movie that I really did not think we would see maybe ever again. You know, a $100 million epic with all these huge stars and a legendary filmmaker. I mean, fucking Blade Runner, Alien, Gladiator. It's insane to me that this film bombed, and it really worries me for one specific reason. Studios, when they look at things like this, they are given permission to turn down interesting, original ideas that aren't really driven by any IP. Yes, this is based off of some books and some writings, but it's not like it's Star Wars or something. You know, it's not like this huge IP everybody knows. And when a film like this bombs, it gives studios permissions to say, oh, fuck it, I'm not doing your weird movie. Where's the next comic book film? Where's the next IP or remake of something else that we all know and love? The fact that a movie that stars Jason Bourne, Batman, Kylo Ren, directed by an iconic filmmaker, bombed at the box office is kind of horrifying to me, because it makes me think, as someone who writes a lot of spec scripts, what the fuck do I have to offer if these people can't even make money? It's crazy and very worrisome. I really hope that more people go to see The Last Duel. I strongly, strongly suggest you guys go to the theater and check it out and pay for a ticket and just enjoy it. It is the type of movie that isn't made that much anymore, and I really want to support it. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. I hope you guys check out the film. Let me know what you thought of it if you do see it. As always, you're the best, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.